All right, we're back after a couple weeks since I did a video, and we're going to stay more so on the personal side today rather than the VIP kid side. And I really want to talk about just what I think is upcoming here, which I think we're going to see a spiritual revival here. We're on the cusp of that. And if I do have to leave, just there's a big storm coming here, so I might have to close the window, so I don't want any water coming in. So anyways, hopefully we'll get this done before that does come. So yes, I see a big spiritual revival coming, and really it comes down to this verse here. And I don't quote much from Revelation because most of it, to be honest, goes way over the head. But this is a great verse that I'll break down, and really it comes down to this that I'll talk to at the end on why I see a big spiritual revival upcoming. And as you know, back some years ago anyways, I blew the whistle at a place I worked at, and as you know, my life has been utter chaos, utter hell, to put it quite frankly, over the last 3 years. I've been put off as delusional by many people, both close to me and not close to me, saying I didn't see what I did see, and to be quite honest, I don't have proof. I did observe for months without saying too much, and anyways, I don't have proof. It is what it is, but my life has just been utter chaos ever since then. And really some tips that I'll give to you on what I have used anyways to find out, are you being told the truth or not? And this isn't my technique or anything, it's on the internet, you can look, but it comes down to congruency. Are people telling you the truth? Does everything that they're doing tell you that they're telling you the truth? Now, of course, with my claims at my place of work, I wasn't just looking at congruency, obviously. I was looking at facts, looking at just different things I was seeing. But in terms of whether people are telling you the truth, really it comes down to their eyes. That's a big part of it. Those poker players know what's going on. They wear sunglasses for a reason, because your eyes tell so much. Your facial expressions, your emotions, all of that really packs a punch on, are you authentic? Are you telling the truth? Your tone of voice, your body language, all of that needs to be congruent in what you're saying. Now, there of course are exceptions to that, but in general, if you're being authentic, if you're telling the truth, those tend to all tell the same story. So I'll just leave that at that. And maybe I've been a little hard on the Democrats. As you know, I'm a big Trump supporter. I'm a big Republican, big conservative. And maybe I've been too tough on those Democrats. So today I'll uplift a Democrat and I'll maybe be negative on a Republican. Who would have thought that? But let's do that today. Let's start with a Republican. Let's go with the VP, Mike Pence. This individual, and again, I just will analyze his congruency, and just nothing seems to align with this guy. And again, I don't know him, but just watching him, and I'm sure he's on a big stage and whatnot, and he does have to be pretty scripted, but it just doesn't seem like anything aligns with this guy. His tone of voice, body language, just the conviction in his voice, just nothing seems to align. So anyways, is that a knock against him? I don't know, but this guy just doesn't seem very authentic to me. That's just my take. Don't know, my opinion. There you go. Who would have thought I would slam a conservative? I did. All right. Now, a Democrat that I'll uplift that seem very congruent. And I've been going back, and I'm very fascinated by your former presidents. And I'll just maybe state quickly here, the revival is going to be a U.S.-led revival. That's what's going to happen. You folks in the U.S. are going to lead this revival. Okay, let's get back to just on a Democrat. So a Democrat that I find very congruent, that really seemed like everything aligned, was JFK, and I'm really interested in those former presidents, and he seemed like a very authentic guy. And of course, he was killed well before I was even born, but he seemed like a very, very genuine individual, where everything, his tone of voice, facial expressions, everything seemed to align. So there you go. I uplifted a Democrat. Who would have thought I would have done that? But JFK, very interesting individual there. And really my revival call here, and I'll just maybe touch on quickly on my politics call. As I said before, I thought Michelle Obama might be the VP, or Michelle Obama might be the VP, and I just don't see that being the case anymore. I think Trump is going to run away with this, and he's going to even take the state of New York. I was born in 1984. That was the last year the New York went Republican, and I think that's going to happen this year. It's going to go Republican. First time in 36 years. I'm 36 years old. It's going to go Republican. It's going to be a landslide, I do believe. Okay, that might have got me in trouble. Many people might have left after that call. But anyways, I think the revival is coming because of this verse right here. Revelation 3:15 and 16. And let me put it up on the screen for you to see. This verse states, or these two verses state, I know your deeds, that you are neither cold nor hot. I wish you were either one or the other. So because you are lukewarm, neither hot nor cold, I am about to spit you out of my mouth. Now, wow, this verse always puzzled me a little bit, but I think what it comes down to, and I look at my own life, when I was cold, when I was going in the wrong direction, going away from Christ, Christ could come and say, get back here, and he could correct me through punishment, through whatever. Discipline, that again is something that is helping me. I didn't feel like that was at the time, but it was helping me. So I was going in the wrong direction. I could be disciplined. When I was hot for Christ, when things were going well and I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, he could come along and encourage me and push me along. But if we're complacent, and I've been complacent as well, just as I'm sure many of you have also, if we're complacent, what I take that to be is lukewarm. You're neither hot nor cold. You're just sort of coasting and you're comfortable. And when you're coasting and you're comfortable, God almost like he can't do much for you because you're not going in the wrong direction. You're not going in the right direction. You're just sort of stuck in the middle. You're lukewarm. And how does that tie into today? Well, I think we are seeing where our world as a whole has just become maybe very, very cold, and God is stepping in and going to correct things or be able to move in where we have turned cold. We have turned very cold, and that's where the revival takes place. It takes place when things have turned maybe very cold, and he can then move in. Now, that's my take on it anyways, and that's why I see a revival coming in the next little bit. I don't know a timetable. I don't know when it's coming, but it just seems like that's what's going to take place in the next little bit. I hope and pray. Our world needs that. Our world needs Christ. Our world needs that light and all those people moving in the right direction, where I think that's coming. It's so coming. I can feel it. It's coming, and as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a U.S.-led revival, and I hope and pray the rest of the world is able to follow your lead, because we need that. Countries, I'm from Canada, and I hope we will follow suit also, but I think there are good things coming. Let's hope. 2020 has been one crazy year, and I think it's only going to get crazier here in the next little bit, and that's a good thing. You look at Moses. I'll just end on this. You look at Moses, and I'm not comparing myself to Moses. Don't take that, please. But I'm just saying, look at Moses. He was put out in that desert for 40 years before God called him to lead his people. He was out taking care of sheep for 40 years before. And a good summary of Moses is he spent the first 40 years thinking he was somebody. He spent the next 40 years realizing that he was nobody. And then for the next 40 years, he found out what God can do through a self-professed nobody. And that's what I think. 40 years is a long time. 20 years is a long time. But I think that's coming. In 2020, I think we're going to see maybe some Moseses, is that the right English? I don't know. Moseses, or one Moses of our time, come along and really lead us, the sheep. We're the sheep here, and lead us to better places, better time, a better earth, hopefully. But I think that's coming. Moses led his people. We're going to find some leaders of our own that are going to move in and help move us where we need to go. So good things are coming, folks, for everyone alike. All the best. We'll talk to you soon. Please like, subscribe.